Woo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. Now, I know a lot of you don't really remember, so we try to get everybody caught up. But there was a day and time where Tupac actually stood up to Heavy D. Yes. And a lot of people was like, man, you got to talk about it. Well, as I always do, I always go to the beginning. Now, let's talk about the beginning. Now, Vanilla Ice was the reason for them going through this whole process, and we're gonna get there. But before we get there, let's talk about what really took place in the late '80s. Vanilla Ice was out for a long, 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 long time. That's what people really don't understand. He was out for a long time, and during that time, they had guys like Def Jeff, Young MC, and Digital Underground, and a host of many other artists on these cards. MC Hammer was there, and not a lot of people knew who they were. They was working at small events, and he was the opening act. Vanilla Ice was. And they would do their little show and rock. It was no problems whatsoever. Like there was no problems with anything he was doing. So now all of a sudden, for some reason, under the sun, problems start to develop, and everybody's like, "Well, what's going on here?" Um, Problems start coming out of nowhere. MC Hammer was like the first one to really blow. Digital Underground blew, but not like MC Hammer did. When Hammer took off, he took off, and he kind of left that market where he was in Oakland and started doing bigger shows and actually made it out to the East Coast and started doing shows in the Midwest. He was huge in the Midwest. So he would come all the way from Oakland to the Midwest to do his shows. So if you got a chance to see an MC Hammer show, you saw a show. And back then, dance rap was key. You know, every rapper had a dancer. If they couldn't dance, because most rappers couldn't, they would have their cousins or whoever back there doing their steps. And besides Heavy D and the boys, like there was really not too many dancing rappers besides Kid and Play, and that came later on. And they started off as dancers. They were Salt and Peppers dancers. Kid and Play was. Now, going forward with this, after Hammer Blow and they start watching Vanilla Ice's show, Ice Ice Baby just happened to pick up once the video was made. And it was a cheap video, but that cheap video started playing, and while they was doing those little shows, next thing you know, the shows were packed to see Vanilla Ice. They moved him back in the marquee to make him the headliner one night. People were upset. Young MC career didn't kind of take off. Def Jeff's didn't. He started switching up and doing other stuff, but he was give it here. Don't say nothing. Now give it here. Don't hold back now. Right. His career didn't blow. Um, he went to the whole Black Power thing after that, and he still didn't blow. But Vanilla Ice blew up out of nowhere. And when it was Vanilla Ice's turn to come out, MC Hammer had already dropped his second album, and he was in the metro. The head of rap, period, was MC Hammer. So Vanilla Ice comes out, and at the same time, and then it's the comparison: who's better, MC Hammer or Vanilla Ice? Not knowing that these two were really friends, and they had no problems with one another. Like Vanilla Ice knew all these rappers because he came up with them. He wasn't a plant. He wasn't like somebody planted him there. They came up together. So all of a sudden, that skips. It's like a record skip, and we move the story right along. There's a American Music Awards, and back then everybody watched the awards. So the American Music Awards came on, and Mariah Carey had just came out, and Vogue came out that year. And back then, rappers were not separated and put in categories that that highlighted their attributes. Like you're in the rap category. There was no rap to just be able to perform. The opportunity to get on stage and rock is what a rapper even wanted. Or R&B artists. I remember LL Cool J did "I'm Bad." That was like the first time somebody got a chance to really rock on that stage like that. And Lisa and Coat Jam to get out there and rock the way they did. And that was amazing. So when you had that situation take place where rappers are winning, nobody American Music Award, that was like up there right next to the Oscars. It's like you get the American Music Award and you get the Oscars. Those were the two top award shows. And he was in a category with Mariah Carey, and he won 2 American Music Awards. Vanilla Ice did, and that was just unprecedented. And once he won that award over Mariah Carey, who just made her debut with Division of Love and The Woman with the Golden Voice, and everybody loved her album. She was embraced by blacks, period. And once he won that award over Mariah Carey, all hell broke loose for Vanilla Ice. That was the end of his career. They thought they were helping him by giving him that award, and they tried to do the same thing with him like they did with Eminem. But back then, we were way more together than we are when the Eminem came along. Whole different time. And to top everything off, it wasn't social media to keep everybody distracted on so many different things. This was what the focus was. And the very next week, the outrage was felt. And Mariah wasn't really outraged. She was just like, oh, it was what it was. She won one American Music Award, I think, that night. And they had Vanilla Ice like present the award to her in the same night, and he was just there to celebrate. But the Soul Train Awards came on. And, that normally comes on and follows the American Music Awards. And in the Soul Train Awards, it's like the Brothers Awards. And you're going to get the brothers there. And then they're going to talk and tell you what's going on. So Vanilla Ice was up in the category against En Vogue, Mariah Carey, and I'll let you listen to it. That's the best way to do it.
The nominees for the Best R&B Urban Contemporary New Artists are Rhythm of Life, Rita Adams. Love is High, Mariah Carey.
Everybody screaming for Mariah. And En Vogue. Wait till they get to Vanilla Ice.
And the winner is oh, Vanilla Ice. Don't think so. Not here, not tonight. True winner is Mariah Carey.
And that was that. Once that was done, Heavy D got up there and did that Vanilla. I don't think so. Not here. Not tonight. The real true winner is Mariah Carey. And once he did that, it was, man, the boos was so loud in there that they muted out the boos and they were still loud. It was universal hate for Vanilla Ice. That Arsenio Hall came out and started bashing him. Everybody was just raining down on Vanilla Ice. And I felt bad for the poor guy because he really didn't do nothing wrong. And the thing was, they had like an after party and things changed for him because he was, be around the rappers and everybody else around him. And they were just all cold at him now. As if he's the one that set up the award. Like, I didn't give myself I would give the award to her. If that's what will end all this, like, man, everybody used to be cool. Like, what's going on? Then he gets a movie deal. I mean, a movie deal right off of one album. Comes out with his own theatrical film, Cool as Ice. He had the Ninja Turtle rap song. I mean, he was huge. And but when that happened, blacks was done with him. Done. And once they were in a place, Queen Latifah, it was Digital Underground. They was still cool with Vanilla Ice. They still kept it 100. So when he saw Tupac, it was like right around this time. They were in a club. It was Tretch, Naughty by Nature, Tupac, Juice wasn't even out yet. Um, and Queen Latifah, they was all hanging out, and Heavy D was there, and then like he kind of like looked down, looked up at Vanilla Ice, like gave him a, like wish I would speak to homie, like when walked off. When Vanilla Ice tried to speak to him, he was just like Vanilla Ice walked off, and Pac was like, "What's up with that? Like y'all ain't got no love for the West Coast or something like what's going on up in here?" So Pac came in there and started talking with Heavy D, like, man, like, y'all mans and all that. So Pac was like, look, man, look, homeboy ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? He actually went to bat for Vanilla Ice and was like, nah, dude, like he real. Like, like, nah, y'all give him a break, man. He ain't did nothing. Pac actually got up there and fought for Vanilla Ice. He didn't let the whole media of everybody coming down on Vanilla Ice, Pac was letting them know, like, dude ain't did nothing. He good. He good people. Like, he ain't never did nothing to nobody. So he was like, man, all right, but yeah, I can't be associated with him. So that's basically how it is. And Hev was known to love everybody. But Vanilla Ice is like, dude, I've met you 1,000 times, Hev. Like we should be all good. But it wasn't all good. And a lot of other people in there, like, it wasn't all good no more. So Vanilla Ice wasn't in that setting no more. Like, he wasn't invited to certain things. Like, he was invited to MTV stuff or something high scale. To Madonna got to the point was like she was messing with him before she started messing with Tupac. It was during the same time. They got introduced through, what's her name? Her best friend, Rosie Perez. But she thought him like she saw Cool as Ice, I guess, and she wanted to get up with Vanilla Ice. So her and Vanilla Ice is dating, and he's up in the crib, and she's like, you know what? You need to. I'm gonna produce your next record, but you got to change your name. You ever thought about changing your name? And she was like, you can call yourself Gemini or some name she came up with. And Vanilla Ice is like, nah, I'm Vanilla Ice. That's me. I'm Ice. That's me. I ain't finna change my name, And that's when they started to butt heads. She was just like, you're not listening to me. And okay, well, I can't. You know what? You're kind of immature. I can't really do this. And that was that. Next thing you know, she's banging Tupac. So go figure. Well, who hadn't she banged, right? But that's the gist of how a lot of these things came to be. So I just wanted to bring all that to the forefront and get you caught up to what happened. But I'm out.